How the hell did you manage that?
In all honesty, I have no idea.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So we're back on with the Cosy Coupe rebuild. As you can see behind me, we have the wheels. We also have some dog balls. So the plan for today is basically lowering down the Cosy Coupe so it becomes kind of more like a stanced project. And we're also going to deep dish alloy those wheels that we've got. Hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have all of that done. It'll be lowered, the wheels will be on, and we'll be ready for paint. So we'll see. So this is ideally how the finished project is going to be. But before we get on to sorting out how low it's going to be and correcting all that, I have to measure out the bottom of this to fit inside there. And then we're going to cut this and basically get it all sorted. So once that's cut, we'll get that in, we'll get it sealed up, and then we're on to the next bit. Okay, so as mentioned, I have to get the inner circle onto this wheel the best way possible. So I thought, you know what, I'll draw around it. Sadly, that's now too big. So I'm trying to work out ways to kind of mark this so I can cut off the part that needs to be cut off so that I can make a stencil for the wheel. So I can just literally just draw it around on each one. So I have come up with this genius idea, and if it works, we'll see. So I have some dry wipe markers. I'm going to colour in the edge, place it on the cardboard stencil, and hope that it transfers. I really don't know how this is going to work or if it's going to work, but we'll try, because that's what we're about here at the No Knowledge Garage, is trying stuff we think will work and it not working.
Come on.
Moment of truth. There is a fine line there, so I'm going to take that as a win and get this wiped off right quick before it actually stays. But it's dry wipe, so it wouldn't stay. Absolute idiot. Moment of truth. Haha! I mean, it's not 100% straight, but that's going to be underneath and behind that. So I think we have a win. So using the stencil and the old sort of axle for this thing, I have locked it into here so I can get my center point lined up perfectly. So yeah, we're going to start drawing around. Okay, so let's get to drawing this. Okay. I mean, it's definitely not the straightest, but it'll work. I have faith. Thing is, I'm sure if you had the tools to do this properly with like protractors and stuff, it's going to be a hell of a lot straighter and probably a lot better. So if you've got the right tools, great. If you don't, make your tools. Just like that, we have all four wheels lined out, ready to cut. So after some logical thinking and trying a couple of things, I mean, I connected this, well, I heated up the end of a Stanley knife to see if that worked using a lighter. Needless to say, that didn't work. So I'm kind of wanting to use a hot knife, and I was like, I don't have a hot knife. And then I remembered I actually have this. The good old heat welder or plastic welder. I figured if this gets hot enough, I can use it like a blade to cut round. So we'll see. And I don't know, this might work, this might not work, but we'll see anyway. Okay, so the garage door is open. Drilled a pilot hole just so we can kind of get it in to start with. And I'm hoping this works. I mean, it is cutting it. Go back. Let's keep trying. Slowly but surely. I am clearly going to have to go over this with the file, or some sandpaper at least, or something to kind of bring down the edges, because yeah, we're not getting close enough to edges to make it work properly. We're making it round, slowly but surely. Hey, Derek! Now Derek's just coming around to have a nosy. What the hell? Oh, what a knob. So, although we have cut round it, that was supposed to just fall straight out. It didn't, because clearly there is more to it. Might work. Bear with me. Right. Okay. So that is how it goes. But what I do need to do is, as you can see, there is that plasticky bit in the bottom, which does need to come out. Right. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is try to see what this fits like. Obviously, we need to shave a little bit more off the edges, but I'm pretty happy with that. I might try to get the heat gun on that, which will obviously soften the plastic, which means then that will, hopefully, all being well, get to the bottom of there. But yeah, we need to trim this back, get it sorted, and we'll fit the wheel. But I'll be back to do that later, once I cut these out. So there we have it. The problem is, I think I may have killed the plastic welder, which isn't good. But we got it all out. It just kind of like stopped working towards the end, but it is absolutely red hot. So I've unplugged it. Hopefully it's just overheated, so it'll just cool down and be back to normal. But yeah, so this is out now. We've got all the middle bits out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand down the edges and file them down. Keep trying the balls, and we'll go from there. So I was going to spend hours and hours filing these edges down, getting them nice and smooth. But then I came up with another idea, which may work, may not. But it involves the heat gun. And just like that, it's sitting pretty. May have heated up the whole thing, because this is quite hot. As you can see, it's very hot. I'm surprised I haven't actually burnt my fingers. Ouch. That's actually really, really hot. Bear with me 1 second. Bucket of cold water. Kind of fits. Let me keep trying this one and we'll see how it goes. You know what? Kind of working. Best thing is, obviously once I've done this, I can then use like sealer and glue to glue it in place so it'll stay down. But for now, I'm just gonna have to keep going with this. Oh, I think we're B&Q orders here. Bear with me. So we have it. They don't all fit perfectly. As you can see, there is some kind of give with some of them. That one worked out perfectly. But you can see the kind of gist of it. We also have the metal rod that's arrived, threaded rod. So hopefully the next point will be getting these finished up and either sealing them in, or I haven't quite worked out what to do yet, but be all and end all is these will be fixed in place so they're not sticking out like this one or the others. They will kind of fit flush and be sealed in. So that's next. Okay, so I was going to use Gorilla Glue on these. However, I have this because I don't have any Gorilla Glue. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it fixes anyway. But yeah, that's where we're at now. So I'll get these glued up, clamped up, and we're good to go. Right. Let me get a glove on. Now we go for the moment of truth. One more. So apparently this stuff dries clear, but I want less on it as possible. So it says it needs 24 hours. Do I have 24 hours? I'll probably come back in a few hours, see how it's looking. Like I say, I've got another 3 to do, so I can't wait 4 days to do this because this isn't holding. So if I can find some other way to clamp it, maybe I'll pop by the neighbours and see if he's got any spare clamps I can borrow. But yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, there we have it. The nail stuff's on. It's all clamped up with, borrowed some vices, some clamps from the neighbours. We've got that all good. It says it takes 24 hours, so I'm going to give it that 24 hours to kind of set. Hopefully, in 24 hours, this will have all set. It'll be all looking well, and we will have 4 deep dish alloys. So, fingers crossed on this one. Fingers crossed. Hello everyone, and welcome back. As you can see behind me, we have the wheels. They're all strapped in. They're all good to go. The problem I'm having, though, is it's been less than 24 hours, and I tried to see if they'd stuck, and the glue is still wet. So, I do need to fill out the holes that are here. So what I'm going to do is, originally I was going to use body filler, but because I have to wait for these to dry anyway, I'm going to use no more nails, and I'm going to squirt it into the bottom and hope that it just grips it all and try and fill some of the void that's inside with the no more nails. There probably is an easier way to do this, but when there's anything that I do easy. So yeah, we'll crack on with that. Oh, crap. And we have used a full tub. Wow, that didn't go very far. I think my next option is this crap. I mean, that is going to have to do. Problem is, probably should have done that yesterday, because I'm guessing this is another 24 hours before it's all done. Okay, so it's the following day. As you can see, the clamps are off. The downside is the really crappy glue I used didn't hold. However, that doesn't stop me, because this is definitely the process. So what I'm going to do now is basically I've lined up the wheel holes ready to do the wheels. What I'm going to do is drill that, clean up these. I have got some silicone sealer that I'm hoping might work better. If not, I'm probably going to have to do some modifications to this to get them to sit better. But we'll have to see how it all goes. I'm going to let you join me. Let's flick myself in the face. So I've marked out the holes to drill. And I'm going to attempt this the best I possibly can. Oh, fuck. I think this might work. Crap. Now, the moment of truth. Probably just need a little tiny bit off there. Yeah, we have a hole. Let's see if the box works. Yeah, we have some form of axles. Sorted. So as you can see, we have the front end on so far. I'm just going to have a play around with the back axle, try and get that fitted. But yeah, I think it looks all right. We'll see when back axle's on. So as you can see behind me, we have a stanced or lowered Cosy Coupe. I made that a lot harder than it needed to be. I'm sure there is like a hell of a lot easier way, perfectly sized cutting holes, all sorts of stuff. There is still a little bit of work that I need to do just to make it all 100% fit perfectly. So I'll do that off camera, but you get the gist of it. Basically, all you need is dog balls, a donor Cosy Coupe, and some threaded rod. I went with 12 mils just because I had some 12mm lug nuts to kind of just add to that extra effect. But yeah, there we have it. It's all done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you a bit of an insight into what's next. I'm now going to kind of, like I say, tweak a few little bits on that it's just minor things like getting the wheels to fit properly, finding a glue that actually holds it rather than just comes apart when it's not fastened. So yeah, that's where we're at. If you know any glue that might help with the project, I may have already finished by this point, but any advice is always enjoyed. And if you're following this video because you want to do it yourself, there'll be some comments below, hopefully, of suggestions. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, enjoy. So it says I need 24 hours. I've just put fucking glue on my face.